We're good. Claire and Glyn, welcome as well, brother. Good to see you. All right, people. We're going to kick it into gear. Welcome one, welcome all. Welcome to another Pinnacle webinar. That's pretty much it, guys. There is literally nothing to announce today in terms of welcoming people, which is good. We don't have to do our waving segment. And guys, with this being said, if you're watching this on recording, always just drop a follow, subscribe, turn on the notifications. Also, if you have questions, because today is a Q&A segment webinar, which we're going to run for the whole entirety of this specific webinar. Just drop questions in the comments, guys. Just feel free, drop questions. There's no such thing as a stupid question. We're going to have some stupid questions today, but they're not stupid. And we're going to answer them. It's that simple. With that being said, guys, I think that's pretty much it for today. We're just going to rock and roll and get stuck into this. Again, if you're watching on record, make sure you subscribe and stay tuned for more info. Q&A segment, guys, and then we're going to get into our marketing loop. So for today, those of you who know, those of you who don't, it's our second marketing strategy of our brand new structure. Who's liking the structure so far? Anyone liking the structure? Yes, no? Half of the people are. That's okay. The other half, you can leave if you want. Look, guys, it's awesome to see this new thing rocking and rolling, right? And today is going to be good. So we've got two strategies today. One of them is quick growth, which is you'll see very, very quickly. The other one is volume of lead generation, and it's a new strategy. So we have a new little take. I've also got a third-party connection to make with you guys as well. So we'll get stuck into this. I don't think, but I always say this famous last words. I don't think this will take an hour, but it could do, because I like to ramble. But with that being said, let's get stuck in. Damo, you had a question. Let's go. Get started.
Yeah. Okay. So, I'm all about my systems and trying to create systems and processes.
Yeah.
So I was just going through like all of your material that you supplied through like the portal, like when it comes to like PT session logs and record sheets and all of these sort of things, the way that we track client results and implement it. Especially, these systems are important when looking to leverage and so forth. So because there is just a lot of material, like just how is it all, like, I guess when I say like systemized, like, is it just like literally fill in this sheet and we just save it in like a folder on the computer and you just give everyone a folder? Like what is that process to get all that information and then just put it somewhere?
This is actually a very good question. So first and foremost, to pre-frame, basically, look, guys, there's multiple ways. Sham, good morning. Hopefully you're good. Look, there's multiple ways you can do this. Aaron and Claire connecting to audio, welcome. There's applications you could use. However, applications, guys, they're not customizable, right? A lot of the time, all right? Now, I know Trainerize, you can customize with your own logo and stuff like that, but you're not able to upload your own documents. When I was a personal trainer and I was coming up with a lot of the structures that are inside Pinnacle today, I used to have these little carry-all like folder organizers, one pink one and one blue one for girls, one for guys. And I used to have literal plastic wallets. Yeah, that's what I used to do. Now, what I recommend is everyone utilizes, if you want to do things customized, it's just utilize a Google Drive. Google Drive enables you to have your own documents that you can upload, tweak, edit, everything like that. And it enables you to do things budget as well. So if there's any PTs that are like starting out, they don't want to have massive not massive, but an overhead of, another subscription fee and that sort of stuff. And you've got to learn that software rather than creating your own drive and uploading everything in a drive in an order that you like, you follow, you trust, right? Then I recommend using that structure. For what we provide, so to answer your question directly, Damo, so you've got a Google Drive, right? Now, what we provide in terms of structures and documentation, right? So the PT session log is vitally important. Everyone knows this stuff. A lot of you guys who are new, you might not have got there yet. And people that aren't clients that are attending today, you won't have a clue what this is, but this document will save your business in the long run. It is freaking mandatory that you use it. It is fucking mandatory, guys. Without it, you won't be able to scale. So again, just for clarity, because there's a few people here today that aren't normally here, I'd say half the trainers here have staff under them, right? Roughly, or at least are looking for staff because they're fully booked. So everyone here gets booked quick, right? And then they will leverage their business one way, shape or form. All right. The PT session log is freaking mandatory. I always ramble about it because without it, you are screwed in the long run, or at least your business is going to have a lot of holes in it. So that's the one thing I need you to use mandatorily. You can either fill that in paper form. I was speaking to someone about this. I can't remember who it was, about can you upload docs to Trainerize like a PT session log and just store it on there? You can't. So either have it paper form or on Google Drive, right?
Can I just jump in, brother?
Yes, Tom.
One thing that I found super helpful that all my guys use now is that on your notes on your iPad or anything like that,
Yeah.
I go in and I make everyone a custom little folder on my notes.
Yeah.
And then I use like an app called Genius Scan. It's like on the iPad, you just scan their documents and essentially put it into the notes.
There you go.
And then with the attendance records, all I do is I make up like a table in each folder, and everyone can just go onto the notes on their iPads and see like everything that's logged in there. So it's just a custom little section. Everyone has their own. Everything's basically planned out. All the documents are in there. Their attendance record, anything they need to find, it's all in there.
100%. There's no reason why you can't do something like that. Jack, welcome, brother. Good to see you, man. You can't. Like, there's no reason why you can't. That's perfect. So again, there's multiple ways you can do it, right? But you need to just one way, shape, or form summarize the documents that you want personally. Erin, welcome. Hopefully you're well. Like that you want to manage your business. That's why I was speaking. Who was it with this morning? I think it was you, Georgia. Georgia, if you don't mind us sharing, what's the app that you use?
Everfit.
That's right, Everfit. So I don't think anyone here uses Everfit, but you've got Everfit, you've got Trainerize, you've got there's loads. Like there's lots of them, right? Like they're kind of an app that one of the apps like Everfit for Georgia, that's going to resonate with her, right? And then Trainerize might resonate with you, how it works with you as an individual. Again, you can choose one, otherwise make it custom to yourself using the notes section on the iPad, fine. To get to the point now, Damo, basically those documents that you see there, such as the pyramid to success, the ideal food list, the weekly planner, like these are still documents that even compiling Strike, right? By now everyone knows what that is. Like, again, apart from the people who aren't normally here, like we are still utilizing those documents. The reason why is because it's a custom way of doing everything that a client will need from a face-to-face trainer in a very simplistic manner, right? So take from what you want, the one document, and there's a few others as well, right? This like, yeah, pyramid to success, ideal food list, the weekly planner. I don't know what else there is. The onboarding document will be done today as well, guys. A few more tweaks just being made to that, and then it's going to be put up. That will have its own separate module inside stage 2. Take what you want and put them into drives. Now, that drive folder that you have as like a client template, take it, copy it, clone it, copy it, clone it, copy it, clone it. Name each drive file, like Simon Finch, Damo Voda. Do you know what I mean? That's what you want to do. Like there is, and for someone like you, Damo, who's like me, like when your systems, you're very like particular and a perfectionist, which is freaking mint. Like it's good to be like that. When you're like that, it can confuse you because you see apps, you see iPads, you see docs, you see paperwork, and you got your pre-exercise questionnaires as well. Obviously, this how to manage all that. Does that give you a bit of an insight, Damo? Is there anything else you're looking for there, bro? Or
absolutely. I guess like because yeah, you always wonder like, am I doing the right thing? Is this the most efficient thing? So yeah, getting clarity on, using just Google Drive and putting folders gains a lot of clarity. Because as you know, like, yeah, I use my app. So I'm utilizing these sheets and templates, but some I'm integrating into the app because the app has that ability, and some I need to externally manage elsewhere. So yeah, that helps.
100%. Do you mind sharing the app that you use for people here?
Yeah, so I use an app called Coach RX. So Coach RX is very similar to if anyone sort of used True Coach as well, sort of from the same sort of developers. Coach RX is just really like it's really good. It's really in depth. It's targets probably more individualization with clients. So it actually works really well for everything that Simon teaches us, because It has a lot of like weekly check-in like sections, monthly check-ins, reoccurring, like Loom integrations, programming, like everything, like lifestyle prescriptions, obviously workout, like even like your like consultation links can go in there. So Coach RX is incredible, and it's really good for people face to face who are delivering that really personalized experience, and also if anyone's doing some like remote stuff as well. It's very integrated.
I think it's awesome to know that you can actually have a coaching application where you can upload your own docs. Like this is, you got to think about it. You're all individual coaches. You don't all coach the same niches, right? So it's only right you can customize them. You don't want to just follow the way that Trainerize, right, just forces you to follow. And that's why, again, there is not an app out there that I've ever been told about, come across after we research it, because we'll always look into these apps. As soon as there's a flaw with it, I'm not happy with it. I want it to be flawless. And if it's flawless, then I know that you guys will be on board with it. We have thought about making a Strike app to go with the course, which would be for client management. So upload your own stuff. It'll categorize it. Like this is all like, you know, brainstorming. But yeah, every app's different and it's that simple. But the main thing, guys, the good thing, which is a really good clarity point here, is that if apps like Coach RX are showing you that there's this, there's that, there's this, there's this, there's this, and that, it shows you should be doing those things, right? Remember, like if you're a coach, you're coaching someone, you're providing all the value, and most importantly, the accountability aspect, which is where the PT session log comes in. There's no reason why you'll fail. Like it's impossible. The only PTs that just have big holes in their business when it comes to retention is they just don't give a shit. And like, it sounds blunt, but that's who it is. So, or that's what it is. For those of you who don't know me too well, and you'll get to know me that I swear a lot today, and I'm very blunt and to the point because I give a shit, unlike other people. So, like, yeah, look, you've got to care. You care, and you get straight to the point. Your business is going to blow up, especially when we do the marketing that we'll do in the second webinar. So, thanks, Damo. Questions? Anyone else?
Could I add something to that as well?
Go.
Right. So, Damo, what I did for mine at least is like I've got a written process that I do. So like when someone signs up, it's like step-by-step processed out, or the same for like the results planning session. It's like step-by-step process. Simon, am I able to share my screen? I can like quickly bring it up and people can see if that's cool.
This is good. This is really good. Let me go here and find this out.
Then I'll just
all right, brother, you should be able to share your screen, I think.
if I go like this, go here. Can you see this?
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, so then this is like my step-by-step process for like a PT folder session. So I'll give someone a body scan, I'll confirm that they've downloaded these apps, I'll add them as a friend, I'll step-by-step, everything's all laid out on here. And then like when I'm in there, I'll just have my laptop up and I'll just go through like, yep, have you done this? Yep, have you done this? Blah, 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 blah. And then it's the same exact delivery for every single person as well. And I never forget anything. So then even if I'm tired and can't remember shit, I won't forget. And then it's the same. So like if someone says, yeah, I'll sign up, sweet. Then I've got to check by step-by-step checklist, book in their PT folder session, create a recurring thing on Google Calendar, sign their terms and conditions, tell them to download this. And then it's the same for like a thing that I have at the end of day. I've got one for everything, every single thing that I do. And then that way, how do I stop sharing? Can't figure out how to stop sharing. I'll stop sharing. And then that way I don't forget anything, right? So like if I'm tired and wrecked and I'm like doing a PT folder session, I'm like, I don't have to think about anything. It's all there. It's just like, oh, okay, so have you done this? Have you done that? And then, yeah, like I said, it's the same delivery for every person. So then when you get a new client, it's not like, oh, when I signed up, I got this. And then they're talking to their mate and they're like, oh, I didn't get that. Why didn't I get that? So it makes your service so consistent. It's just the same service, the same product, the same everything. Yeah, just thought I'd share that.
That is dope. That is dope. I think Damo will love that. I know Damo well. Love that. Dude, if you don't mind, so we've got an onboarding doc, which is going to be live today. Do you want to send me that, if you don't mind? And I'll just customize it to make it neutral, and I'll combine it with the onboarding doc. And then from there, everyone can access it in the portal later today.
Great. Yep. All good.
Is that the easiest way to do it, people? Damo, are you happy with that? Everyone, yeah? Because again, there's a few people here. Jackson, it's good. Chad, it's great. Thank you. Nate, yeah, that's good. Sherry, good to see you. Tanya, good to see you. I haven't said hello to you yet as well. And yeah, you love that, Ray. So I'll do that. Like that would be, look, I think it's simplicity. I think people like Tane, myself, and Damo just like to have little checklists. It's just more so for your head as well, right? And when you're getting busy, like Damo, and ironically like Tane, right? It's clarity and a bit of woosah for your head to know it's all done. You know what I mean? Awesome, Doc. Well done, brother. Awesome done. Well done. And yeah, with that being said, again, that'll be good. I'll upload it. Just drag and drop them to me, bro, however you want to, and I'll just combine them. I'll take out all your stuff and stuff like that. And I'll upload that, bro. Okay, questions? Anything else? This is good. Good start, that, and thanks for sharing it, bro.
I had one, brother.
Yes.
So basically, since I started with Easy Debit, my guys have been paying the like dollar transaction fee as well. Yeah. And I just had one client. It's been one out of say 50 that's gone, I'm not paying that kind of thing. And I was like, yeah, okay, there's probably a chance now to swap it over and make sure I'm paying it. Just wanted your thoughts on that as well.
Okay, the answer is no, because it's not scalable. Again, Tarks, and speaking to the right candidate here, who's had massive business success very quickly by moving into a world gym. Look, when you have 100+ clients and they're charged what, $1 a transaction?
$1.27, and I was like, honestly, like I'm not dealing with this shit. Like, it's like, dude, yeah,
100%. Now that's $127 out of your pocket a week.
Yeah,
like when you have 100 of them. So you've got to think about it. And look, ironically, this is something that again myself and the lovely Georgia mentioned before. Now, Georgia, if you don't mind coming off mute. What was the name of that company that you just had a tip from? Nui. So I'll explain, and then I'm going to ask a couple of questions.
Yeah.
This is awesome. So Georgia, we've just had a chat with, basically, and Georgia's told me that she is going to set up, she's using Stripe at the moment, which I don't recommend any PT face-to-face uses. Nui is a direct debit company that is now integrating with the Plus Fitness umbrella, right, of all the franchises underneath it, right? And Nui enables you to have a QR code on your phone. They scan it, they Apple Pay with the double click on the button. Facial recognition is the approval for the same as a signature, and it starts a direct debit from that account. How cool is that? So
that's wild.
That there is that's like a new age direct debit. Take that down, guys. Check it, right? I should make sure that you get commissions for this, Georgia, because there's like 30 people here that will probably sign up. But anyway, Georgia, do you know of any of the fees associated with the app?
Yes, I do. Let me just pull up the. Oh, I got it here.
Cool. Take your time. Because look, again, Tarks, I say no. This is a third-party fee target. It's like
100%. That's what I said. It's out of our control. That's what I told. Yeah.
Exactly that. Now, the only difference is Plus Fitness or whatever gym people are in, right? They're going to have a direct debit provider. This is great conversation as well. We never spoke about this, guys. Like, they don't have fees. However, have you noticed in Australia now that you're charged transactional fees every time you tap your card of a percentage rate? That never was as apparent as what it is today. I cannot stand it. So I don't blame your clients, right? So I don't blame them, but although it's a bit nitpicky, but imagine you go and spend, I don't know, $1,000 and then you have a 1.7% fee. But what if you only have $1,000 in your account? Oh, sorry, can't charge that because it's $10.55 that you're getting. You know what I mean? So you can see. All right, Georgia, what have we got? What are the fees and stuff? What have we got?
Can I share my screen because I've got like a whole thing.
Of course you can. All right, let's get you make close. All right, cool. All righty, that is in. You should be able to share.
Yes.
This is really good value, guys. Really good value for something that everyone utilizes. I use PaySmart, and I'm not really happy with PaySmart at the moment. But
how do I say share?
But Easy Debit are pretty good, hey?
Yeah, they're all
Yeah.
basically good. Just at the bottom, Georgia, if you just hover over the bottom of your screen, you'll see participants, chat, share screen,
Yes.
and then click that. Are you on a phone?
No.
Okay, you should work. So click share screen, and then
I got it now. Yeah.
there you go. There we go.
All right.
Yeah, cool. We can see it.
Yep.
Okay, so it's the easiest way to sell your personal training. So, okay, okay. Oh, here we go. All right. So, low transaction fee. New. Oh, so is it ran through Stripe?
Must be.
It's okay. So it's ran
But
through Stripe.
I've got that call with them very soon, maybe about in an hour. So I'll ask all these questions.
Cool. The main thing here that jumps out to me that you need to ask, because look, here's the thing. If it's 2.9% on, does anyone know what that is? My brain's fried. 2.9% on the $100. What's that? $2.90? I think that's right. That's quite a lot, right? Plus the 3 cents, it's 3.10. That's a lot. So this is straight away, the tech's great, but like, it's a lot. This is the sort of fee that scares clients or scares people away. I know that I pay, like, regardless with PaySmart, I think anyone utilizing this will pay $1.30, I think, per transaction. So it's about 30%. The only thing I would speak to them, right? What's that? Club Lime. Oh, they're affiliated with Club Lime as well, right? So
Club Lime and Plus Fitness, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. It's under the
yeah.
same thing. Is that you want to make sure you can pause the debits on a dashboard and make sure you can pause it, because Stripe is used by a lot of people. You can see this is exactly why I don't like Stripe. Again, especially if you're selling higher ticket products. So if you're selling $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 products, right? Like, you're going to be charged a significant. They'll take $150. Do you know what I mean?
Do you guys know that it's a tax deduction? Yeah.
Of course,
Yeah,
it's all tax deductible, but this is the thing. This is another question. So number one, can you pause it? I would ask them that first and foremost. And then number two, can you pass the fee onto the card owner, so the client? Okay. Because like I've just said with Tarks, and we'll finish this one off by going back to Tarkin in a second, is the answer is no, Tarks. Like, you don't pay that yourself.
Yeah.
You can, but at the end of the day, I want to utilize. I need to know as well, for my own purposes, can you pass that fee on? Can you pass the fee on? The only other way that I would do it is you just incorporate. We can talk about this in the marketing loop webinar next, when we talk about a quick price rise structure. You incorporate the percentage of what they're going to charge into the cost of the package, and then you pay it. Does that make sense? Yeah. Rather than a $3 charge that they pay, your personal training session, rather than 65, goes to 68.
I think it's like, if you've had 1 out of 50 and this person is just challenging as it is, it's just one of those things, I feel like, in a sense as well. No one else has complained about it, so. Yeah,
no, 100%. Like, anyone else have anything to input on that? Like, it's a very, very common thing. Like, people whinge, they bicker and whinge about $2 or $3. I understand though, like I do, because it's a third party fee. It's not yours. But yeah, I would just
explain, sorry to interrupt. I'll just explain, like, even just like your gym memberships, they're going to have fees attached to it too, the transaction fee. It's just like any other company.
It's exactly the same. Yeah, 100%. It's exactly the same. Like I said, I'd go out for a meal on the weekend, right? And you spend a couple $100 or whatever on a meal, and it's like you get charged $205.52.5 cents. Do you know, like, it's BS. It's not nice. Like, do you know what I mean? It's not nice. They've actually banned that in the UK now as well. I don't know if everyone's heard that. But they banned it. Like, companies aren't allowed to do that. But yeah, and only big organizations, like if you go like Kohl's, Woolies, and big organizations, you pay on card, they won't charge you a cent. Right? But Sham's dead right as well. So yeah, Tarks, I'd incorporate it into it, or just highlight, look, it's a third party if it's nothing to do with me. And again, here's the number breakdown. I looked at this myself as a PT freaking years ago. I had people whinge about it, but roughly, if I was to tell you the odds of it happening, I'd say 1 in 50.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, 1
Hang
in
on it then.
50
Yeah.
numbers, right? And it's ironic that you hit this now when you've grown to a roughly around that amount, right? So hopefully that helps, brother. But yeah, that NUI thing's dope. Like, it's really cool, but you got to think about it, guys. Like, the world today is wired so that, literally wired, like that everyone makes a cut. And that's why a lot of people prefer cash still, because I don't know whether you've seen the meme or the analogy, the story of the $50 note that stays the $50 note. It's fucking gold. Like that. I personally love cash. I don't dislike cash at all. A $50 note gets passed around, it's still its whole 50, rather than the value of a $50 transaction, it diminishes to about 20 over the course of 10 transactions. It's a bit of it's an interesting one, but there you go. So yeah, I recommend direct debit providers, guys. Yeah, PaySmart, they're okay, although they're prone for a few fuck ups here and there. Easy Debit or Easy Pay, Pay Advantage, which is under the same umbrella as PaySmart. Yeah, there's loads, but hopefully that helps. Next, awesome stuff so far, guys.
With that fee, so do they give you the option to do it weekly, fortnightly, or monthly to collect their fee from them? Because if they want to save money, they can do a week, like they can do fortnightly or monthly, and then they can go buy themselves their $2 coffee at 7-Eleven.
Well, look, you're right. I love that. Dude, you're 100% right. However, when they're billed, it's done as a percentage. So this is where Stripe, they'll just collect $8 over the 4 weeks. Do you know what I mean?
Mine's a flat fee. It's $1.95.
Exactly. That's why it's better than Stripe.
I just pass that on to the client. I've had maybe 1 or 2 people in 10 years complain.
Exactly.
And I just say, we'll do it fortnightly and save yourself $2.
Exactly.
And they go, okay.
Yeah. And you can go and get your fucking 7-Eleven coffee, right? Like, but look, at the same time, it is what it is. Fucking highlight it and note for everyone, just highlight inside your terms and conditions, right, that there is a third-party direct debit fee. It's not managed by you. It does have nothing to do with you. These are all terms and conditions that people just sign straight away. Like, hate to say it, and it's not like we're trying to make it invisible and hope that they don't read it, but people just don't read them. They just sign them, and then it's like, oh, you sign them. So, yeah, yeah, that's right though, Michael. It's 100% correct, and this is why I don't like Stripe. Again, you multiply that up by fucking thousands of dollars, because we're looking obviously at Strike integrations, using Stripe with Strike, but it's going to be a lot. It'll be about $100 to $200 per transaction that Stripe will take, for the cost of the course being 2 to 3K, and that's pretty much that. So you got to watch it. You do have to. But that's it. Next, questions. There will be questions. Do not be afraid to ask. It's pretty good if there isn't any, because we'll just start the next webinar.
I got a question.
Yeah, go.
So I want to change my, it's ironic after showing all my processes, but I want to change my onboarding process. I was just wanting your thoughts on it. So I've found that when I do the PT folder session and then I bring on a new client, and I'm like, all right, now I want you to track your food, do these warm-ups. Outside of your PT sessions, if they want to do 2 extra sessions, it's like, do these 2 that are on your trainer eyes, and like all the stuff. I've found a lot of clients to just be overwhelmed. So I was thinking of like scaling the onboarding process to, over the first session, go through their warm-up routines, the second session, go through their routines on their trainer eyes, the third session, go through a fitness test and that sort of thing, and then slowly ease them into all of it. Yeah,
I love what you're saying. I love what you're saying. It's good because the questions that are getting asked these days, I have to really think about the answers, because they're getting higher level questions. I thought about this as a PT. It's very, I don't know why I can just think back to those years ago, but I remembered trying to simplify a process like this. The short and sweet answer is it's not scalable, right? Because if you've got people, for example, as you've all come on board with me on the phone, I'll get you set up a Boxer. I'll give you a login to the portal. That's what I do. Then from there, I get you straight on Voxer and I'll say, hold the button down. I said, and what I'm doing right now is I'm holding the button down. I take it through a seamless process. Some people, it'll take them 5 minutes to open the app. Some people will hit the love heart button before I even tell them to hit the love heart button to let me know that they can hear me loud and clear. What I'm trying to get at is so many different ways people learn and people absorb content, so that when you scale, doing it in like week 1, we do this, week 2, we do this, week 3, we do this. There will be people, this is at scale, that you'll encounter, which you're at scale, Tane, that will go, I want fucking that, and that before I even get to the car, right? So you're right in thinking about it. And again, it's such a Damo and Tane-esque systemated approach. I love it. Like, it's so systemated, but it doesn't work. Am I on the right lines by saying that? Because you're trying to go like week 1, week. I even thought about this, right? So the PT session log, I thought about having week 4, half price power, right? Week 8, referral power. Week 12, do you know what I mean? Like, about systemating the whole marketing approach for each client, where you have to prompt them. Again, not waiting for referrals to come to you, prompting. It doesn't work. Trialed it, been there, done it years ago, didn't work. Why? Because some people do multiple sessions, some people do less sessions, some people get hit earlier then with strategies that's too early. Like, I think you could, like, what I would do is this. The best way to do all of this sort of stuff, and this is kind of leaning into like online coaching stuff, portal creation, have everything there, give it all to them, and they go at it. All right, as quickly as they want to. It's all there, it's delivered. You don't need to worry about anything, but you can leave yourself notes to prompt them, like you've got with your checklist. So this should work mentally for you, bro, to prompt them to make sure they've accessed the content, which does all the hard work, if that makes sense, rather than teaching them bit by bit. Takes time. Set prompts, but definitely not systematic. It's not scalable.
What I found, Tane, is that what I do, I found it really easy, is that they'll always do their half an hour free setup, like processes session, straight before they do their first workout. So they'll do that, and then we go into a workout. Then they're just like, ask all the questions that they have then and there. Then it's all passed on, which is really easy. And I've kind of leveraged to my other trainer as well. He's doing these first introductory sessions now, but one of his prompts is set up Tarkin on Voxer. And then what they'll do is they'll flick me through a voice message, and I'll kind of run them through that process as well. And it's just like, it's a little bit seamless and easy. It's like your online coaching, basically.
That's exactly it. Tane?
Yeah, sweet. Yeah, that makes sense. Even if you did it like instead of week by week, if you did first session, second session, third session, you still wouldn't recommend it then, so?
Well, like, it depends. Like, this is really good stuff here, guys, as well, because, and again, this is inspirational for like the guys who are starting to think, why are these guys analyzing this stuff to the minute detail? And it's because of the amount of people you're working with. So it's good. Like, you've got to think about it. Like, it depends on the importance of the task. Like, if you want to leave trainerized education to week 2, a lot of the people are disengaged by then. If they haven't seen anything in terms of a nutritional shift or anything like that, it's gone. So you've got to try and really prioritize it. Again, you could have the portal, which is what Sham's going to come and talk about, I think, in a second. And then from there, what's going to happen is you could have a checklist, right, to go with your personal checklist. You can have a checklist for the clients to show them, look, go through the portal in this order, boom, 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 and then just prompt them. How are you going with the portal checker or with the portal content? How are you doing with it? At the end of the day, I love this, what you're saying, but it gets to a point where you have to put the emphasis on the client to take some action. And fucking ideally, this is why all of us do so well here, sooner rather than fucking later you move, right? That's ideally what it is, but I get it. Sham, do you want to explain or elaborate on that portal for a second, what you do?
I was just laughing because I've been thinking the exact same thing at the moment. I'm like, how can I make this more seamless? Because some people that you're onboarding, they want it all. Some people don't, and it's overwhelming for them. So I was thinking, I don't know whether you have trainerized Tane, but I was thinking of doing, Simon's going to be like, no, probably not. But each week, having some scheduled things that they work on in the portal and send them direct messages and say, okay, let's focus on this week. Then let's focus on this week. Because I'm finding even some of the basic people just with food tracking, it's overwhelming for them. So I've actually been getting them to send me their meals every day just so I can kind of have a look, direct feedback to them, just so they're getting comfortable with the process first, and then slowly transitioning them to food tracking. But then someone else is going to come along and they've been food tracking already. So I'm like, okay, how do I handle that person? Do you know what I mean? So I'm thinking of having like a master program that you can create within Trainerize, which you can actually push onto multiple people. It's a master program, and have that master program probably have two, one for an individual that's obviously a little bit more advanced and can actually do those minor things, and then maybe one for like a basic person, and have week to week things that's scheduled for them. And obviously I've got the portal, so I can have like their portal access information in there, like a direct link for them to push to the portal and say to them, okay, let's focus on this and this week, or let's focus on this and this for the next couple of days, and so forth, and have that as like an onboarding system for the first 4 weeks, and try to create like a program around it. So it's almost like you're working them through for like maybe like a 12-week process that they're going through it all themselves. Otherwise, I'm finding and saying to them, have you looked through the portal with this? Have you looked through the portal with this? Because sometimes some people are lazy, or they just don't want to do it. I'm like, all the information is there. So it's not kind of frustrating. And I'm thinking of trying to have that process, which is going to make it easier for me, because I'm not going to have those multiple conversations over and over and over, because I don't have time for it.
Yeah, and I think exactly what you touched on there is where I'm struggling. It's like all the value is there, but like getting people to utilize it. It's like the chickens and the nutrition and the other programs and everything else. And it's like, hey, so what have you been doing? So I've been coming into my session.
What the fuck else have we been doing with the portal? So I'm thinking, if I have the information there, okay, break it down, focus on that. The direct link is there. Maybe they might utilize it a little bit more, because you're breaking down the process and kind of making it a bit easier. Because if they go to the portal, even though I have an onboarding email and I say to them, okay, focus on this, it's still a little bit all overwhelming. It's all new to them. Do you know what I mean? So they're excited, but also if you give them too much information, they have a sense of overwhelm, and then they take a backseat and don't worry about it. So if you break it down like a week-to-week process, I feel like that would make it a little bit easier for you. If you have that master program as well, it takes away that time and energy for you and makes it easier for the client.
It's definitely the case. I would say this as well, guys. Think about it. I've mentioned this multiple times to a lot of you guys individually, right? The guys that are at scale and they have a lot of value to offer. Membership areas, subscription site, or whatever you want to call it, right? With its own login is the best way to deliver value, because it's scalable. You cannot, and I can guarantee that you will not see many people at all utilize that value. They won't do it. Like, I see it myself with the consulting model. Think about it, anything that you do as well, right? Anything that you do in your business, it takes time for it to take action. So you've got to really drill it. Like, the only reason why now, like, we're getting a few more people on the webinars, right? Rather than 20s, it's now 30s or straight 40, is because I fucking hounded it to people to come. There's no excuse. Like, I don't like, and again, the little gems so far about what Tarkin's mentioned, what Georgia's chipped in here, which I really appreciate as well, by the way, Georgia, and what you're talking about now, Tane and Sham, unless you're there, you're not going to be absorbing that value. So you are going to have to hound them, right, to attend or to use the content, right? Get active in your community. Only when so many people start getting around it and you start seeing, holy shit, like, this is actually a pretty good community. Like, this is actually a pretty good web app here that Tane's got, or a members area that Charmaine's got. Then they'll start to notice. You will tear your hair out trying to perfect Tane and polish a systemated approach, only for people to be like, yeah, cool, bye. Like, no, like, they just won't do it. They won't look at it. They just,
if it ain't broke, don't fix it, brother. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
That's like
100%. Yeah.
And also, if you guys are using like an external website or like Trainerize or something that people aren't already looking at, you're going to struggle to get people on there as well. So whenever I was personal training, I put all these resources in my Facebook group. So just say it's like the nutrition beginner, nutrition advanced, the different programs, like how to cook a steak, how to cook a chicken. And then what I did was I would tag people in the comments when they were ready to unlock that. And I found that because they're already on Facebook, then they see their notification, then they'll go check it. So that made it much easier for me. But yeah, you guys are going to, what Simon's saying is exactly right. You're going to have a hard time unless you drill it consistently to keep them engaging into something that's external, and you're going to have clients who have a low to medium to high priority of actually achieving their goals. So then how do you break it down in that format as well? So like you've got to really, like, if you really want to make it systemized, you really have to like look at, all right, is this client a low, medium, or high priority client? And then how much time are you going to put into that? Because you're going to have clients who are not going to be willing to take action outside of the sessions. So how are you going to drill that, like your system into their training programs and their nutrition?
Yeah, that's well said, Jude. 100%. Like, traffic light them if you want to. Do you know what I mean? Like, put a traffic light system into place. But social media is a good point as well. Like with Jude and I, when we're running our businesses, like a good few years ago, like the social media stuff was starting to come around, like with groups and stuff. Now it's a good way to do it. You look at the business educational community that we have for PTs. At the top, there's a carousel of webinars that are hot webinar topics, and I've uploaded all of the whole webinars for people. And then when people opt into the group and stuff like that, or they need a video, I tag them in that and it's there. Like, there's so many ways you can do it, guys. But again, at the same time, people will take note when they want to take note. It comes down to, and I'm speaking with clients this morning about this, like, an excuse is a cover up for the lack of prioritization. You cannot force people to, like, you're going to be so excited because the value you've got, you know that it's fucking useful. You cannot expect those people, unless they are in green category, right, to be able to just go and take action with it, like you guys will. Like, I'll say, guys, Tane's docs uploaded with the onboarding document, it's there, and it'll be like, you flock to it, right? But that's you guys, like, you prioritize that stuff. And if you don't, that's fine. And there will be a time where maybe in a year or 2 or 3, you'll be in Tane's position and go, oh yeah, might need that onboarding doc now. Do you know what I mean? And that's just what it takes sometimes. Same with your clients. Damo, what do you got?
Hopefully this is I'm on the right page with everyone when I say this. So for me, and as I'm always talking with Simon, I've put a lot of attention in trying to create, you know, quote unquote, the perfect system. And why I'm doing this is I'm trying to be efficient. I want it to be teachable and scalable, right? So I'm trying to create this like very step-by-step approach. But what I'm finding out, and I think a lot of us are finding out too, is that there is no perfect approach. And that sometimes you need to be, like, everyone's different. So everyone's approach is going to be customized and individualized, right? So you're going to have to go off the system, and that's almost part of the system. And what I'm sort of really discovering is, if we really think about, like, I even think with Simon, all the resources he gives us, Facebook, we've got the portal, we've got the webinar, we've got the marketing link, we've got this. Basically what he's doing is he's removing any excuse for us not to have the information and for us not to take action. So I think it's very common that like us, like, I don't know, like, I've watched the videos, but it's not like I'm rewatching them every time, and it's, you know, but it's there. I know it's there. I know if there's something I don't know, there's a video I can go to. I know there's a Facebook group. I know there's a webinar. So I got no excuse not to know and not to get the result. So I think when it comes to coaching, and what I'm realizing is going to be a huge part of my system, is like, I'm trying to fill every gap. So I'm trying to make sure, everyone's got information, everyone's got portal, everyone's got knowledge, but that's like 10% of it, right? And then, like Simon's saying, you got to fucking hound the people, because it's just our accountability systems, which I think are absolutely key. So the conversations, the touch points, the check-ins, the monthly sort of consult, because, you know, like me, I'm trying to create the perfect systemized system, because I'm trying to create like efficiency and time and value. But what I'm realizing is I'm trying to play this game where I'm just trying to perfect everything, where it's like, I don't have to have perfect, but it's like, I have to have it there. That's 10% of it, what I feel like. It's like just having all the gaps filled. And then just, you know, everyone's so different. It might just be that conversation like, hey, go check out that video, or jump on the link, or have you watched this? It's tools, right? It's tools that we have in our belt to then just keep accountability. So hopefully that, I think hopefully that sort of resonates with people as well, because it's not what I'm discovering. It's not about trying to make sure everyone is moving through the process the same way. It's about just having the tools there and you know, guiding people through their process, I guess.
It's correct. It's correct. It's correct. You have it there, but don't get like, a lot of people get so excited to create new tools and content and stuff like that. And a lot of the time I'll find myself just going, all right, I'm not going to like burst their bubble of excitement yet, but I know it's going to be pointless. Like, so you just got to wait and then just say, right, now you've got it. And then you're like, sweet, chuck this out to so many people. And then you see one person take advantage of it. It's like, what? Why? Where's everyone else? Don't be surprised.
It's like check-ins that you do. Some people answer, some people don't.
Check-in. It's all showing a lack or a level of what level people prioritize things. That's all it is, and it's fine. Like, people are busy as well. People have things happen. It's completely fine. But if it's something that you're fully engaged with and immersed with, then it will be utilized and you will take the value. So, yeah. All right, guys. Another question. Any other questions about anything at all? Thanks for making it the Tane show today, brother. That was great. It was good though, bro. It's better than not talking. Nothing at all. Anyone has a question about their business of any kind? That's good. All right, cool. What we're going to do is we're going to wrap things up from here, guys. Is there anyone who does not have the link to the marketing loop? You should have it. Georgia, I'll be in touch. I'll speak to you soon, obviously. And Gavin as well, my brother, thank you for attending, and hopefully you got some value here. I will be in touch as well. Obviously, we'll see you on Boxer. Any questions, brother, just let me know. But let's get to work in that St Kilda catchment. Everyone else, so Joseph, who else is here that I haven't seen in a while? I know Joseph is there. Chad as well, brother, it's probably for you. The marketing loop, so go into your portal. All right, go into your portal, and inside the portal, there is now 2 segments. So an update, this is actually a new update inside the portal, guys. Jack, this is for you as well. Inside the portal, you will see, so everyone log into your portal, you will see the weekly Q&A webinars with a link at the top, and then 60 episodes or 50 odd episodes or something. Then we have the marketing loop with 1 episode. The marketing loop link is inside there. It's inside there. All right, so let's log off. Can someone just go? It is there. It is there. We sorted it. I'll see you there. All right. Thanks for confirming with a nod, Sherry. Or Carrie. Kara. I'm getting there. All right. Speak to you soon. I'll see you in a second, guys.